Well, Unsinkable is a national mental health organization to help those in need. We have Haley here, who's the executive director, and I'm really excited to have this conversation because we were just talking when we were young, regardless of whether you were in sport or not, maybe those services weren't provided, and this is what this is all about. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so give us a little bit of a description about what Unsinkable has to offer.
Yeah, so Unsinkable is a national mental health charity, and our focus is on harnessing the power of personal storytelling and lived experience to support people on their mental health journey. So we do that in a variety of different ways, but one of the things that we're focused on right now is our youth programming of supporting young people 16 to 26 across the country.
And I love the inspiration because this comes from a former Olympian who obviously went through so many mental struggles, right? You think about, how do I get to be the best and what are some outsources I have? So can we talk a little bit about what started the program from that point forward?
Yeah, so we were started by Olympian Silken Laumann, as you mentioned, and she started Unsinkable in 2019 and really wanted to create a place where people could share their stories with one another, where they could feel less alone, where they could feel connected, where they could relate to the experiences of other people. And across, the few years that we've been around now, youth really came up as a core area that we wanted to focus on, of creating a space where young people not only could hear themselves reflected in story, but also could have meaningful conversations with each other. And so the last few years, we've been running our youth program, and this upcoming cohort is really focused on the kind of day-to-day challenges that youth are facing and giving them a space to have those really important peer-to-peer conversations.
And have you spent a little bit more time with the youth? Have you seen just a bigger hole in the services that have been provided in years past?
Yeah, for sure. We're seeing more and more need for, especially for that peer-to-peer conversation. There's something different that happens when you hear strategies or tools or recommendations that are coming from someone that they relate to versus if it's coming from another source. Like, there's lots of information online around mental health, but it's different when someone you relate to, that you connect with, says to you, this really helped me and this supported me along my journey. And that's a big part of our programming, is creating space for young people to really lead the development, the design, and the delivery of those conversations.
Time and time again, when we talk with people, it's getting to that first step of getting out of the comfort zone, maybe some stigma around it, and getting some help. How would you direct someone that's at that stage, not quite ready to take the step, but having those services that are there? What would your message be to them? Because just getting to the door and having those conversations can be so troublesome.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is finding a mirror for yourself, seeing yourself in other people's experiences. We have at Unsinkable, a huge archive of stories of many different types of experiences, different people across the country, different ages, different ways of life that they've come to this place in their mental health journey. And so finding spaces where you can see yourself reflected, looking at what are the strategies that someone used and how can you use that as an inspiration to be able to take that next step. And then once you're ready, programming like our Let's Be Real program, which is, it's free, it's accessible, it's virtual for young people across Canada, is a really great place to start. It's not clinical care, it's a place for really honest conversations that are held, that are supported, and that are peer-led.
It's so powerful. I love what you're doing, Haley, because it's really just going to impact the youth in such a positive way. Really appreciate your time this morning, giving us some guidance and hopefully helping some people out there that are watching.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Of course.